Hello there, everyone. Welcome to my craft room. Here we are. Good morning. It is Saturday, the second day of September, and I am here with you on a different day than what we normally are. So my name is Daryl Walter of Pickled Peppers Creative Cafe at pickledpepperscreative.com, and today is Crafty Thursday, Saturday. How are you? Come on in, come on in, come on in. Super excited to see you here on a Saturday. I am feeling much better. I see Amy is watching, Beth is watching. Hi, welcome you guys. Come on in. I see Julie is watching. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, Beth. I am feeling so much better. I don't know. I think maybe I have superwoman complex, right? I had a procedure, I had sedation, and for some reason I thought I could just hop back on and things were going to be like magic. Not so much so. So I am feeling much better. Thank you so much for asking. Happy Crafty Saturday. Hi, Julie. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hey, I have a fun fold for you today, and it is really different. I kind of like it. So I tried to make it as uncomplex as possible, simple enough that it's not intimidating and that you can recreate it. So we're using some easy peasy products, but I think that you're really going to like it. How are you guys today on Saturday? It's so weird to be here with you on Saturday. Not really so much because my monthly card class is over Zoom, so I am still creative on Saturday. But for a Facebook Live, it's a little bit different. But how is everyone? Amy says, oh, I do have said complex. That would be the superwoman complex. Yes. Silly me. But I'm really thankful that I woke up this morning. Yesterday I was still a little, but I woke up this morning feeling like myself. So super excited to have you all here and creating. So we're going to jump right into it. I was going to give just a few seconds for people to find me in their news feed on Saturday morning, and it looks like it's happening. So why don't we go ahead and get started, because we have a little bit of cutting to do with this card. I want to cut so that it makes sense to you rather than explaining. I think if you see how I'm doing it, that it'll be a little less intimidating. So why don't we go ahead and turn down. If you are new here, welcome. If you've been here a million times, welcome. I'm super excited that you guys are here with me today. If you like what you see, give a thumbs up or a heart or whatever it is you want to give me. I'm super excited about that. Make sure to chat with me. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. And if I don't see them, which I work really hard to try and see them, but if I don't see them, I'll definitely go back and answer them after the live. So shall we? Let's turn down. Here we go. All right. So we're starting out with a little bit of a sneak peek already. Hey, you guys know what? The new catalog that you've heard me chatting about so much lately, let's get us straight here. So we don't get to see it, or I don't get to show it to you until September 5th. So even though today is September, yeah, we're not going to have any sneak peeks. Stampin' Up! Doesn't allow the opening of the catalog, so I can't show you what's inside of it, but we'll be seeing that soon. All right, so let's talk about what we're going to be using today. You guys remember this? This is one of my favorite designer series papers from the new annual catalog. It is called Fresh as a Daisy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Fresh as a Daisy. If you don't have this paper, you guys, get this paper. So there are 2 sheets of each pattern, but do you see this top one? Do you see what you're able to do with it? There are already blocks that you can cut out and use as card mats. And so It makes simple and quick cards. It's kind of like pocket scrapbooking, but it is just for card making. Actually, you could use it for scrapbooking too, right? But for card making, and the mats are already cut out for you. So I love this paper. Let's open it up. I'll show you. Hi, Nympha. Welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday, just kidding, Saturday. How are you? Thank you so much for being here, Nympha from Maryland. She's visiting us from Maryland. Thank you so much. Let's just kind of open this so we can do a little bit of a peek through it. I think you guys are really going to like today's fun fold. It's a little bit different, definitely different for me. I have to say that I myself shy away sometimes from cuts that I think, you know, just because I'm afraid of messing it up. I think we're all kind of like that. But look at this. So you get two of these. Look at this scrumptious. This is that copper clay, so there's some in colors. I don't know. I'm a huge fan. Well, you guys know I'm a huge fan of Pretty Peacock. But I don't know. It works with that copper clay, doesn't it? It is working it. Look at the Moody Mauve. There are some lovely, lovely designer series papers in here. This is the one that we're using today. This pattern. So I'm going to use in much the same way as the blocking is here. I've just created I needed different cuts than are on the blocking. So we're going to do that. And then let's see. There's some more flowers. The back is kind of just a muted pattern. Just see that? So super, super cute. So we're going to be using this. Again, this is called Fresh as a Daisy. If you don't have it, you need it. You need it because it does the work by itself. All right. And then I've decided not to use the cheerful daisies, but we're going to use the layering leaves because remember, I wanted the design of the card to be simple. So I didn't want any die cutting. And we're just going to use a couple of these sprigs and a sentiment from this stamp set. All right. So we have that, the layering leaves, we have the Cheerful Daisy designer series paper, and then I have two colors. So remember the pattern that I told you we were going to be using today. So it is the boho blue and the copper clay. So I got each of those, and I always have on standby. If you don't have black memento, you need that. I keep this on standby because I use it a lot, but I don't think we're going to use it today. All right, let's get to it. You guys ready? I want you to make this card too if you haven't. If you feel intimidated by it, get emboldened and make it too, because I think you'll be able to. All right, so it looks intimidating, but it's not. Let's tell you, we are starting out. I did a lot of the cutting already. But we're starting out with a piece of basic white thick. So this is our card base. So we need the thick basic white for this. And then I have copper clay. I have two pieces of the copper clay. One is 1 1/4 by 3 3/4, and the other is, I believe, 3 3/4. No, 5 1/4 by 4. Yes, 5 1/4 by 4. And then we have a basic white stitched circle. We have 4 pieces of the designer series paper aside from the initial mat. So that initial mat that we have is 3 3/4 by 5. So we're going to be using that. And you can kind of see already how it's going to layer. You see that? And then we have 4 pieces, so we're sticking with that same designer series paper. We have 4 pieces that are 2 by 5 3/8. So we're going to need all 4 of those. And then our card base, and I have some scrap of the regular basic white that we're going to do a little bit of stamping and punching on. So we have that. All right, so let's start with cutting our card base. Let me show you how to do that. And remember, It looks complicated. It is really not. I have some snips over here too because we are probably going to need those. If you don't have a Stampin' trimmer by Stampin' Up, that's nice to have too. It's only like $25, and you're gonna see today we're gonna use both the scoring tool and the cutting tool. And let me pull this up. Hi Marie, good morning. Happy Saturday, Thursday. I don't know what to call it. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a fantastic start to your weekend. So can you see that this is the arm of the trimmer? And so this is kind of important for me to show you. I want you to understand as we're cutting what I'm talking about. But if you look right on the arm, can you see that there's a ruler there too? So it is really useful, this extra ruler here, and you're going to see in a minute why it's important. Hi Polly, welcome. Happy crafty Thursday on Saturday. Welcome. I'm super excited that you're here. Okay, so we have the regular ruler across the top. All right, so that having been said, let's go ahead. I'm going to open the extension arm. We'll talk about what we're going to do here. We have a piece of thick basic white that is, of course, 8.5 by 11. So we're going to start by turning it with the long side against the top of the ruler, and we're going to score it in half at 5.5. So let's do that. So here we are at 5.5. We're only going to make a score, so make sure that you put that cutting blade back. Because if you are anything like me, you have cut before when you meant to score if you have this trimmer. All right, so now we're going to turn it around. So we have a score right in the middle. You'll only be able to make one card from one sheet of cardstock with this card. Now we're going to give it scores on the long side, and we are going to score at 2 1/8 on both sides, okay? So the 1/8 mark is the line between 2 and 2 1/4. It's that long line right smack dab in the middle. And we're going to make a score line. All right, and then we're going to turn this around, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So 2 1/8 of an inch. There we go. Let's do it again. Make sure that you score only. All right. So this is what we have. Do you see that? Let's see if I can. There we go. So you see all of these boxes. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take away 2 of the boxes on the top of the card on the outside. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. We're going to take away this box and this box. So this is where that extra ruler on the arm will come in handy. Okay, so I'm going to start by making a cut. Let me take it out again so I can show you. So let's turn it around. I'm going to cut from this score line to that score line and that score line to that score line so that we can take out the corners. I'm going to start by doing it on the short side. Now, we already know that first, let's bring this back. We know that this first little section is 2 1/8 because that's where we made the score line, right? This little line is 2 1/8. So a way to cheat is to move we need the cutting blade now, to move the cutting blade to 2 1/8. Now, I will tell you that I'm a little bit paranoid about going over because I don't want to cut too much, but I'm going to kind of eyeball it. I'm going to put the cutting blade there. Is this making sense to you? And then we're going to turn this around. And remember, I'm trying to cut out, and you'll see in a minute what I'm saying. So I have this in place. We have it at the 5.5 mark. And also you can, there's a groove here. So if you want to put the score line right in the cutting groove, you can do that. You know, if you're not confident in using your trimmer, you could fussy cut it, but I am, yeah, I don't trust my fussy cutting. So you see what I've done? There's a little cut. You see that? Easy peasy, right? I did not go all the way up because I am a chicken. I'm going to use my snips and fussy cut that last little bit. Thank you guys so much. And so now I'm going to do the same thing here. It's 2 1/8 in, right? So I'm going to do the same thing that I did. I'm going to take that cutting blade. I'm going to put it at about 2 1/8 of an inch. And we're going to turn our paper in the opposite direction. I'm going to line the score line up right with the groove on my cutter. Oh, I'm sorry, 5.5. Silly me. This is 5.5. We've already done the 2 1/8. So we're going to go to the 5.5 mark. We're lining our score line up with the groove. And then we're just going to cut right down. All right, so you see that? It looks intimidating. It's not. It's not. I probably made it sound more complicated than it is. And then I remember I had some scissors here. I'm just going to take the scissors and go the rest of the way because I don't want to cut in the center there. So this little bit I'm okay with snipping off. And then we're going to repeat that on the other side. So you'll get to see it again. We're going to take this corner out. So let's do the 2 1/8 first. So we're going to line our score line right up with the groove because that's where we want to take out. And then we're going to put our blade, our cutting blade at the 2 1/8 inch mark. And then we're going to give it a nice cut. And then we're going to turn around and do the same thing on the long side. So this is the most painful part of this card. This one, we need to take out this whole section. So we're going to go to that halfway point, which we already know is 5.5. And I'm a little bit conservative because I don't want to go over. And then we're going to give it a quick cut. There we go. All right. So you guys can do that, right? I'm going to take the snips and just cut a little bit. This way I can control not going over. All right, that's all the cutting. So you see what we have. This is what is remaining. It's like a T, I guess. So this is the point that we're going to bring in our bone folder, and we're going to give all of our score lines a nice fold. Can you see where this is headed? Can you see? We're going to turn it over. So there's a secret inside of this card. Don't tell anybody about the secret. Can you see where we're going here? Isn't that fun? And then we're just going to flip the top one down. So I'm going to open up first. And we'll give it a nice burnish with our handy dandy bone folder. That's another useful tool. There we go. Let's see. It's a little bit puffy, so I'm going to just do it again so it lays flat. All right, so here is our card base. Fun, 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 right? So it's kind of a gatefold, but they call it, I think, Dutch doors. I think this would be called Dutch doors. All right, thank you for the hearts. So let's get started with a little assembly and some stamping. So let's bring in all of the color pieces that we have, and then we'll do some stamping. I have a little bit of ribbon. This is one of my favorite ribbons. It is the glittered white organdy. I think that it looks fantastic on that boho blue, so we're going to be using that. So let's start by decorating our doors. We need designer series paper on both sides of the flaps. So I am going to, I think I'm going to put the copper clay on the outer door flaps. Yeah, let's just go ahead and commit to it right now. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time hemming and hawing and going back and forth because I can be indecisive sometimes, especially with design. It is a flaw. It's a perfectionism flaw. I'm an overthinker. Don't tell anybody. I'm a bit of an overthinker at times. Oh, Marie says some of your favorite DSP. Marie, you are right. We are sisters in that way. This is some of my favorite designer series paper, along with the, remind me, is it Masterfully Made, Marie? We're going to use that again soon too. I had a team meeting last night with my team of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, the Pickled Perfect Stampers. And at our meetings, we do stamping. We do mystery stamping. We do swaps, and we do card or stamping challenges. And last night, they wowed me as usual, but a couple of people used that. Yes, okay, Masterfully Made. It is really nice designer series paper. It's one of my other favorites. I'm a colorful kind of gal, so. All right, so then we're gonna flip open the doors and we're gonna use these two panels on the inside. So you see that? They're the same size, so easy peasy, right? You don't need a bunch of different sizes. And we're gonna commit to using the flower side. It's gonna kind of match the front because we're using the same daisy pattern on the front. So we're gonna put this right down and we'll do this one. Yeah, so we had really pretty cards. That Masterfully Made is wonderfully colorful, just like this cheerful daisy. Also, I think you guys are going to see if you have not seen the new mini catalog yet, you're going to see that there is lots of scrumptious paper there. Even more than the stamp sets, I was gaga over the paper. And some very cute fall products too. If you're like me and you like fall and leaves and acorn, and we discovered corn stalks are in there, some corn stalks. All right, so you see what we have? Ooh, I like that when you open it. That burst of color, I think that was a good idea. Thank you for the hearts. Isn't that fantastic? All right, so the next thing we need to do is, you can go ahead if you want. I'm not at the point of stamping, but we could put a sentiment in there. We'll do that when we get to our stamping, and we don't have much stamping to do. So remember how I gave you a little sneak peek of how this was going to layer? So it's directional. There's some stems there. I have to tell myself that. So I'm telling you, but I'm really telling myself. I don't want to put this on upside down. I've done that plenty of times. How about you guys? You ever gotten a card assembled and then realize that your directional paper is facing wrong? So those are little reminders that I remind you, but I'm really reminding myself aloud. So we're both getting a little bit of information there. All right. So this we're going to use kind of to break up all of the blue. I feel like we need something to break it up just a little bit. And the stitch circle is for the sentiment. Let's see. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Let's go ahead and do that. So we'll put this down. We're not going to put our sentiment panel down just yet because, well, there's no sentiment on it. And we need one, right? All right. So let's go ahead and put this little mat right down. Goes side to side. There we go. I'm doing this upside down, so I hope that it's straight. It looks straight to me. All right. So before we put our sentiment panel in, we're going to go ahead and bring in that that white organdy glittered ribbon, and we're going to go right around that panel. I don't think it matters which side that I tie the knot on. I'm not going to tie a bow. I'm going to tie a knot because that's the confidence that I'm feeling today. I'm not feeling bow confident today. Oh, I should tie the bow because of that. Not feeling bow confident, that's probably the time that I would tie a perfect bow. All right, let's do it. Let's see. And if it doesn't work right, we'll just tie a knot because that was my intention initially. So let's just do that. Let's see. You guys think we can get a good bow here? I don't know. Hey, it's feeling kind of good. Maybe the tails won't be long enough. We'll see. I might have cut it a little bit shorter because I wasn't anticipating cutting a bow. So we might have to stick with the knot that, yep, let's do it. Let's do it. The knot is what I was going to do. So this is telling me that's what I should do. Let's do it again. Flip that right in there. I knew that I was feeling bow challenge today, so I wasn't even going to go there. Hey, you get that too, Marie? A lot of people are bow challenged. I like bows. I think you need to cut a lot of extra when you're making a bow so that you can, you know, maneuver it into correct position. All right, there we go. Aren't these colors scrumptious? I promised you that they were. I love, love, love it. So this is gonna go right on the front. Since we've already gotten our bow there, let's just do it. That's fewer pieces that we have to keep up with, right? Hey, we're doing good. Aren't we doing good? How would you guys feel about the cutting of the card base? Did that make sense to you? You can always come back and watch the video again if you need to see or practice how to do it. Hey, you guys know what? Let me tell you a little bit of a trick. Oh, thank you, Julie. Julie says, love this card. I do. Isn't it simple? I don't know, that little bam. Isn't that fantastic? I don't know. It's like, ooh, you don't see it coming. I think it's super cute. All right, let's do a little bit of stamping. Let me tell you a tip that I do. When I, actually, if I am making a design or I'm recreating something that I've seen or whatever and I'm unsure about the cut, I buy packs of cheap white cardstock and I use them as templates. I use it to cut it up because it doesn't matter, right? I use them to practice on, and you know, if it comes out good and it's useful, I'll use it for something, but I use it as a template. All right, so our sentiment is going to go here. So let's go ahead and peel some stamps out of here. We need a couple of blocks. I think we only need one block. We'll grab a bigger one too, just in case. And I am going to use that Best Wishes. I think that's it. Well, we can fit it on this block. So let's do the Best Wishes, and I'm going to do it in, I think I'd be wise to do it in the copper. There's a lot of boho blue, wouldn't you say? So let's open our stamp pad, pick up a little bit of, we're actually going to behave today too. I'm going to use a Stampin' Pierce mat. Let's behave a little bit. I have the clear photopolymer. If you're new to stamping and you have clear photopolymer stamps, then you need a little bit of spongy cushion to get a nice stamp impression. Sometimes I cheat and I'm naughty. This time I'm not going to be naughty. All right, and then let's grab a couple of the sprigs. We're gonna punch them out. We're gonna use that little thing too. Let's use the darker filled in one. I feel like I use that one a lot. Do we need the darker one? No, let's not. Let's not. We'll use the filigree-like. And let's also make this copper clay. So we'll ink up a little bit here. We'll stamp one. Oh yeah, that's a good choice. We'll turn it right around and stamp on the other side. Maybe we'll get two out of it, I'm not sure. All right, that's good. And then let's make a couple of boho blue out of that little. So the one that I used was this one. And then we're gonna use this little thing. And you see the sentiments here? So this says, so happy to celebrate you, best wishes, sending hugs, thinking of you, for you, thank you so much, and hello. And then there's some of that dash stuff that I like. There's a larger leaf there too. And then you can fill in, if you wanted to, you could fill in these open leaves, and then there's a solid one. But I think I like that one. So we'll do that. And then before we start punching, let's grab a little more, we'll put this to the side for a second. Let's grab a little more basic white. And we're gonna grab that little guy. It's a little more solid. Let's see if I can tell which is which. I have a little bit of a secret too. I don't always clean my stamps off when I put them back. If I'm in a hurry, I just kind of throw them in there. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. All right, so let's bring in the boho blue and ink up just a little bit. We'll make a couple of those smaller sprigs. Oh, that's cute. Looks like a rosebud. I like it. So now we'll grab, there's a coordinating punch. So this layering leaves, if you didn't know, is a bundle. So you see this punch that matches both of the, that little, I don't know what you want to call that, the rosebud, that's what I'm going to call it, and then the leaves. So we're going to cut them out. Oh boy. Let's see. I'm going to have to cut that in half because can you see if I punch it, the smaller punch is going to cut into the other sprig. So let's grab our snips and we'll just cut this right in half so that I'm able to save both pieces. Hey, this is better anyway. It gives me a little bit of a handle. You see that? I have a handle to hold on to. And I like to punch upside down when I'm punching, stamping and punching, because then that way I'm able to see where I want to punch. You see that? So here's one. We're going to use that. And then let's do it again. So we have the little handle there that I inadvertently created. And I'm just going to match it up in the bottom here so I can see where I want to punch. There we go. Punching is my favorite. I love die cut shapes. I love them. It just gives such a nice manufactured look. Yet at the same time, I do like dies. But the punches are pretty easy peasy. Not as fussy as using a die cutting machine and lining up dies and using washi tape and magnets. All right, one more. Almost done. We're going to add these to the back of our sentiment and we are done. There we go. All right, so let's get rid of our extra. We'll bring these right over. Put our Stampin' Pierce mat back. And I think I'm just going to add a little adhesive. Let's see. which way do we want it to go? So we're going to put a little bit of adhesive here and then opposite. I'm using the Stamp & Seal Plus. So let's see, we'll just add a couple of sprigs here. We'll do one of each. We'll do that little one. Maybe I should have put that one on top. Oh, that's good enough. And then we'll do it again here at the bottom, and hopefully it fits on our card. Boy, that's kind of long. Did you see that? But we're gonna go with it. Yes, we are. Yes, and then finally, some Stampin' Dimensionals, because nothing in my world is completely flat. Is that true with you? Dimensionals are fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. And I appreciate you rolling with me on a Saturday morning. I found out that I don't have those types of superpowers, so next time I will know. Let's put this, I just want to make sure that they don't hang over the edge there, so I'm going to put that. Oh, I love it. And here we go. Is this not cute? Thank you guys. And then we open it up, and here's our secret. And we can put a sentiment here. And since the sentiment was the copper clay, I might have called it cinnamon cider. Hey, you guys, did I call it cinnamon cider? It just reminds me of it so much that I keep calling it that. And I think I might have said that to you guys. It is not cinnamon cider. Thank you, Polly. Thank you so much. Thank you, Beth. Thank you so much. Thank you, Marie. I think it's nice and fun, that little secret little fold there. I think it's fantastic. So copper clay, if I called this cinnamon cider, I didn't mean to, but cinnamon cider is in my heart. Thank you, Julie. Let's grab the So Happy to Celebrate You, because I think that goes right along with the best wishes, right? Let's do that, and we'll finish this right off. So Happy to Celebrate You is here. Now I hope I don't get my fingers all inked up. That's one of the things that happens to me when I don't clean my stamps. That was our secret, right? We weren't going to tell anybody that. All right, let's turn this around. I'm not so confident stamping it upside down, but I think we will be finished with this, completely finished. It's a little bit crooked still. That's okay. Oh, thank you, LaDonna. Thank you for watching. That's my Aunt LaDonna there. I love it when my family pops on. It makes me feel like a special big girl. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. I think this is a super cute card. We could even add a little bling to it, which maybe I might do. All right, so remember the products that we used. We used the very beautiful Fresh as a Daisy Designer Series paper. If you don't have it, you need it. If nothing more, then look at all these cards that you can make. They're already done. It just needs a little ribbon and a sentiment. Nice, right? So we used that. And the stamp bundle that we used is the Layering Leaves. There's a coordinating punch. And then finally, we used the white organdy glittered ribbon, which is some of my favorite. Hey, by the way, in the new mini catalog, there is Night of Navy glittered organdy. Thank you so much, Marie. Thank you you guys are kind. Thank you so much. It is so beautiful, but it's already going to be on back order. It was super, super popular, and we'll talk about it a little more next week when I'm actually able to show you the new catalog. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get our weekend started. Pull the camera right up. Hey, thank you guys for playing along. Thank you guys for coming and joining me on the Saturday morning. Nice to wake up with you on Saturday morning. I hope you have your coffee. I have mine going here. And cards and coffee. What a great way to start a Saturday morning, right? I hope that you have the opportunity to be creative this weekend. Hey, create this card. If you do, let me know that you created. That would make my heart super, super happy. Thank you, Marie. Have a really blessed weekend. I hope it's filled with good things for all of you. I will be back here next week on Thursday. No procedures planned for next week. Thank God. So I'll be back on our normal Thursday to create with you, and I can't wait. Have a fantastic weekend. I will see you all soon. Bye.